to dig into this issue of similarity between a target problem and a source case in different domains. Let us look at another example. Let us suppose there is a patient who has a tumor in his stomach. There is a physician who has a laser gun. She knows that if the laser light were to shine on this tumor, the tumor will be killed and the patient will be cured. But the physician has a problem. The laser light is so strong that it will also kill all the healthy tissue on its way to the tumor, and thereby killing the patient. What should the physician do? This is actually a very famous problem in cognitive science. It was first used by a psychologist called Dunker around 1926. Or what do you think the physician should do in this situation? Take a moment and think about it. We'll return to the physician and the patient example in just a minute. First, let me tell you another story. Once there was a kingdom ruled by a ruthless king. There was a rebel army approaching the fortress in which the king lived. But there was a problem. The king's men had mined all the roads approaching the fort. As a result, if an army was to walk over the roads, the mines would go off and the soldiers would be killed. So what did the army decide to do? The army decided to decompose itself into smaller groups so that each group could come from a different road and reach the fort at the same time. Because each group was small enough, the mines on the roads did not go off. The soldiers were able to attack the fort at the same time and overthrow the bad king. Now let us go back to the problem of the physician and the patient. What do you think now? Has your answer to the problem changed? Some of you indeed may have changed your answer because of the story I told you about the king and the rebel army. One solution to this problem is that the physician may divide a very intense laser beam into several smaller, less intense beams. As these beams come from different directions, they do not harm the healthy tissue. However, they reach the tumor at the same time and manage to kill the tumor. You will note that this is an example of cross-domain analogy. Here, the target problem had to do with the physician and the patient. The source case had to do with the king and the rebel army. The objects in the two situations were clearly very different. In one case, we had the physician and the patient, the laser beam and the tumor. In another case, we had the king and the rebel army, the fort and the mines. But some of the relationships were very similar. In capturing the fort case, we had a resource, the army, which was decomposed into several small armies, which was sent to the goal location at the same time. We took this pattern, we took this strategy, abstracted it out, and then applied it to the patient and physician example. The physician used the same strategy. The resource decomposed it into several smaller resources and sent it to the goal at the same time. Now you can also see why the ant climbing a wall is similar to a woman climbing a ladder. The objects are different, ant and wall, woman and ladder, but the relationship is similar, climbing up. In cross-domain analogies then, the objects and the features and the values of the objects can be different. The similarity is based on the relationship. It is the relationship that is important. It is the relationship that gets transferred from the source case to the target problem.